What's good, everybody? It's the Cloud with Cav show. We got NFL Week 4, really some big games, but really what surprised me was the Kansas City Chiefs and the New England Patriots. They ended up postponing this game, and I'm thinking, why? Well, it's because Cam Newton got tested positive for the coronavirus, and also a couple Kansas City players, I believe a couple Kansas City practice players ended up testing positive for COVID. This is serious. This is crazy to me. I look back, I know I've stated my opinions dealing with COVID. I really think it's really blown out of proportion, but, for Cam Newton and the Patriots to postpone this game, this is huge. This is big for the NFL. I honestly, it kind of shook me at first when I first heard the news. I was like, for real? Cam Newton has COVID? Is this real life or what? Crazy. That game was going to be a really coin flip game. Yes, I was leaning more towards Kansas City, but they will end up playing that game later on in the year, which will be fine. But I hope the best for Cam Newton and some of the Kansas City players that tested positive for COVID. Crazy. Really some crazy times. But obviously, the Thursday night game, I picked the Broncos over the Jets. Obviously, I'm picking against the Jets every single time. I mean, the Jets, they might not even win a game this year. And if they do win a game, it'll be really lucky, okay? I hope they win a game at least. They'll probably get the first round pick of the draft next year. They'll probably end up drafting Trevor Lawrence and releasing Sam Darnold. Because you have to understand, dude, the Jets are really rubbish. They're trash. They're pond scum, dude. For real. Forget the Jets. But we got Jacksonville Jaguars at Cincinnati Bengals. Will this be Joe Burrow's first win of his career in the NFL? I sure hope so. They are favorites by 2.5. So, Joe, I'm really expecting you to come out, have a big game, and I want him to get the dub. I mean, I wonder if he's ever lost twice in a row in his whole career as a quarterback, which is really crazy to think, right? But I believe Joe Burrow will get this first win, and I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals in this pick. Joe Burrow, through 3 games, has 821 yards passing with 5 touchdowns. Look, he's a baller. He's really good. His receiver, Tyler Boyd, he has 21 receptions for 230 yards. To me, I like that. I like where they're going. Minshew on the other side with Jacksonville, he has 787 yards with 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. But look, dude, like I said, I'm going Joe Burrow here. I have to do it. I'm going Joe Burrow. I expect him to get the dub. The 49.5 is the over-under. I'm still going Bengals in this one. I would lean more towards the under on this pick, but I love Joe Burrow. I love him to get his first win of his NFL career. What a time to do it against Jacksonville Jaguars. We have to understand, Jacksonville's really not the powerhouse team. Obviously, they haven't been ever. Okay? Jacksonville is trash. So if the Bengals lose in this game, we know the Bengals are trash. But look, dude, the future is bright in Cincinnati right now. I think Joe Burrow has a bright future in Cincinnati. And like I said, this is his first one of the season. Then we got the Cleveland Browns versus the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are 4.5-point favorites. The over-under on this one is 56. Over-under. Look, Baker and Dak. I've said at the beginning of this season, if these two teams don't make the playoffs, they must release their quarterback, and I'm still sticking to that. Yes, Dak Prescott's having a great year. He has 1,188 yards passing with 5 touchdowns and only 2 picks, dude. So Dak Prescott is really not the problem this year. I would say the problem is the coaching staff still to this day. I would say Jerry Jones, sell the organization. Sell it for a couple billion. I feel like Cowboys, they're probably worth, $10 billion off the top of the head if I could guess right now. But Jerry, just sell it. I really think the Cowboys have so much talent in the world, yet they keep coming up short time and time again. They're below 500. And what to think about? The Cleveland Browns are above 500. They're 2-1 right now. Baker Mayfield, 564 yards passing, 5 touchdowns and 2 picks. Like I said, and then Odell, he has 11 receptions for 155 yards and 1 touchdown. Look, if I'm Baker, I'm throwing it to Odell almost every time. He's my number 1 target. I'm looking at him every time, dude. We have to understand that. Because if Odell doesn't have his way, look, if I'm Odell and I don't get the ball as much as I should, look, I'm seeking a trade. For real. Coming from the Giants to Cleveland, definitely a big game changer, right? From New York to Cleveland, Ohio. That's a whole flip of a script life change right there. That is a huge life change. But look, dude, I expect Baker to come out and have a big game here. Like I said, Dak Prescott's killing it this year. Zeke kind of started off slow, but Zeke got paid last year. Over 100 M's, so Zeke's smiling. He has 58 carries. To me, they need to keep feeding Zeke over and over again. That's what they need to keep doing that. Zeke has 219 yards rushing with 3 touchdowns. Amari Cooper, he has 25 receptions for 267 yards. That's their primary target on offense when they're throwing the ball, is Amari Cooper. Look, I love this kid. I love where he's going, but I think the Cowboys need to give it to Zeke a little bit more. I would love to pick the Cowboys in this pick, obviously, but, dude, I'm telling you what, the Browns, dude, I could see him getting the upset here. But I've still got to go the Cowboys, though. All right, now, if you guys were to do a little silly bet on this one, a little teaser bet, I would pick the Browns in this pick. I really would. But I expect Baker to come out and have a big game playing at Dallas. I expect all this stuff to happen good and positive. But like I said, I'm going with the Cowboys right now, and I'm taking the over 40, or I'm taking the spread 4.5. The over-under on this one is 56. I would probably go more towards the over. I expect this to be a high-scoring game. Now, watch it be under, but I'm still expecting it to be over, so I'm going to go over on this one. Saints versus the Lions. Saints are 3-point favorites. Saints coming off a loss. Look, dude, obviously a slow start for the Saints, okay? It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Drew Brees, he's got 760 yards passing with 6 touchdowns and just 1 interception. Look, a slow start. Michael Thomas has been hurt for a while. I think Michael Thomas is coming back this weekend, which is great for Drew Brees, because if Michael Thomas is on the roster playing, I expect the Saints to handle the Lions pretty soundly. Stafford won last week. He has 811 yards with 5 touchdowns and 2 picks through 3 games. So Peterson, he also has 43 carries for 209 yards. But for Brees and the Saints, this is a game where you need to win right here, because you will look back later on in the season and more towards the playoffs and say, look, these are the games we need to win. This is a must-win for the Saints here. And Kamara, he's got 21 carries for 153 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also has 27 receptions, 285 yards receiving, dude. I love this kid from Tennessee. I'm glad they gave him the contract. Well-deserved. I think he's averaging about $15 million a year. Well-deserved. But like I said, for the Saints, this is a must-win here. I'm picking the Saints. I'll take the points on this one. 3 in the over-under is 54. I'm going with the over on this one. I think it's going to be over. I think the Saints are going to put up at least 40 points, and I expect the Lions to put up some points too. So I'm going with the over on this one, but I'm going with the Saints. Seattle, baby, I'm telling you, versus Miami. Seattle, another undefeated team. I mean, the undefeated teams, it's a surprise to you, right? The most surprising undefeated team today is definitely the Buffalo Bills. Who would have thought the Buffalo Bills would be undefeated at the beginning of the season, or the Chicago Bears? Crazy to me. But Seattle, the undefeated team right now, they're 5.5-point favorites at Miami. 54 is the over-under. Look, Wilson, he should be leading the MVP right now. Okay, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, dude. He's got 14 touchdown passes with 1 interception. Let that sink in. With 925 yards, he's 97 for 103. Look, dude, Metcalf, his favorite target, he has 12 receptions for 297 yards and 3 touchdowns. Dude, I'm telling you, Seattle is legit. They are scary. And the way Russell Wilson is playing right now at an MVP level, dude, I'm telling you, Seattle, they might be Super Bowl favorites at the end of the year. If Russell Wilson keeps putting up these crazy numbers, Fitzpatrick, 69 for 97, 697 yards passing, 4 touchdowns and 3 picks. I expect Tua to eventually get a shot. Eventually for Miami, but look, I love Seattle. Now, look, I wouldn't be surprised if Miami upsets them here, but the way Seattle's playing, it'd be ignorant to pick against them, right? And the way Russell Wilson is passing right now, dude, I love the Seattle Seahawks, and I love Russell Wilson, where they're going. Like I said, Russell Wilson, 14 touchdowns. He is definitely the front runner of MVP right now. No doubt about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Russell Wilson, number 1 right now. Chargers versus the Buccaneers. Buccaneers 7-point favorites here. Look, Tom Brady, off to a slow start, but look, dude, they're above 500 and they're going to continue to win. Lost the season opener against the Saints. That was expected. Tom Brady, 753 yards passing with 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Scotty Miller, he has 10 receptions for 167 yards. Look, I expect the Bucs to spread it out a little bit against the Chargers here and really spread them out. And I expect them to Fournette to run the ball a lot, them to control the clock, and I love the Bucs in this situation. Chargers, Herbert, 641 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Young kid, still has a lot to prove to me. But look, you're going against Tom Brady and the Bucs right now. Tom Brady, the GOAT of GOATs, the best quarterback to ever live, in my opinion, 6-time Super Bowl winning champion, maybe 7th. We have to understand the Buccaneers in 2021 have home field advantage for the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is in Tampa Bay. Crazy, right? I love Tom Brady. I love where they're going. I'm going with the Bucs 7. I like the spread on this one. The over-under is 42.5. I'm going with the over here. The over is crazy. 42.5. I mean, Tom Brady, I expect him to have a big game in this game against the Chargers here. I like the Bucs. Then we got the Ravens versus the Washington team. I about said the Washington Redskins, their old name, but the Washington team, crazy. Lamar last week did not have a good game against Kansas City, but look, it's the beginning of the season. I'd rather you have a bad game at the beginning of the season than the playoffs. Look, only 97 yards against Kansas City passing last week. Look, Haskins Jr., he has 625 yards with 4 touchdowns for the Washington team, but I'm going with the Ravens here. I expect the Ravens to bounce back from Kansas City. I expect Lamar Jackson to have a big game, maybe 4 touchdown passes, over 100 yards rushing. I like the Saints. I like the spread on this one. 45.5 is the over-under. I'm leaning more towards the over. I know recently I've been going heavy on the overs. I just feel like at the start of the year, defenses really don't know who they are yet, and I feel like they just like to throw the ball down the field. So I'm going to the Ravens, and I'm going with the over 45.5. Then we got Arizona versus the Carolina Panthers. To me, this is really a coin flip. This is definitely a coin flip. Kyler Murray, he's 75 for 113, 786 yards passing, 4 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. Right there. 4 touchdowns with 5 interceptions. Look, but you're still above 500. Cardinals still have a lot to prove to me, okay? They have proven, okay, the past couple weeks, but obviously lost last week. DeAndre Hopkins, Murray's favorite target, 32 receptions for 356 yards receiving and 1 touchdown through 3 games. Okay, this is through 3 games. I like DeAndre Hopkins. Like I said, what a steal for Arizona. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, 77 for 104, 871 yards passing with 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Robbie Anderson, his favorite target right now, has 20 receptions, 278 yards receiving and 1 touchdown through 3 games. Look, this is a coin flip game, but it makes sense why Arizona's 3-point favorites. But I think Carolina being out with McCaffrey being injured for I think about a month or so, however long it is, but he will be back. But I think that's really going to hurt him against Arizona. I expect Arizona to really pass the ball in Carolina and really get the dub, but I'm going with the upset here. I'm going with the Panthers. I expect Teddy Bridgewater to have a big game. 52 is the over-under. I'm going with the under here. I know it sounds crazy. Arizona's been putting up crazy numbers, but I love Carolina at home simply because I think Teddy Bridgewater, this is the game where it's like, all right, I really am Carolina's future quarterback for, 5 years or so. So this is the game right here. I think Teddy Bridgewater has a breakout game and gets the dub. I understand they're underdogs, but I'm going with the dog on this one. Then we got Minnesota versus the Texans. Who would have thought both these teams would be winless, dude? Winless. That's crazy. Haven't even won a game yet. I cannot believe it. Texans are 4-point favorites. 54 is the over-under. Look, Kirk Cousins really not having a good season to start off. He has 623 yards passing with 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. 5 touchdowns, 6 picks. I just really wasn't sold on Kirk Cousins. Yes, I get it. He had a good year last year, even in the postseason. But look, dude, you have to, time and time again, if you want to be great at something, you have to keep repeating it being great over and over. You have to keep repeat. But for me, Kirk Cousins is not the guy. Dalvin Cook, though, I love Dalvin Cook. He finally got the contract. He has 48 carries, 294 yards rushing, and 4 touchdowns through 3 games. But look, dude, I expect Deshaun Watson to have a breakout game here. He has 792 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and 3 picks. Really slow start for Texans. The past couple years they went 0-2 and made the playoffs. They didn't go 0-3 though. They're 0-3 right now. Randall Cobb, he also has 11 receptions for 177 yards and 1 touchdown. But look, dude, I expect the Texans to get the win here. Obviously, if we see the old Minnesota team from last year, 100% they'll get the win because they'll put pressure on Deshaun Watson. But I like Texans at home. I expect the Texans to come out on fire at home and get their first win of the season, dude. They'll be 1-3, really a slow start, but they can still make the playoffs, though. It's crazy, right? But like I said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I love Texans in this pick. I love Deshaun Watson simply because I like Deshaun Watson more than I like Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins is going to throw a couple interceptions, and that's what's going to be the difference of the game. I'm going with the Houston Texans, and I'm going with the under. The 54, I'm going with the under. Then we got the Giants versus the Rams. Giants are winless. Obviously, Saquon Barkley out for a season, definitely a heartbreak. Daniel Jones, still a young cat, still has a lot to prove to me. He has 2 touchdown passes with 4 interceptions. 699 yards through 3 games. That's not cutting it. Okay, it's really not. I don't know. I don't understand it. But look, they have time. Giants still have time, but the Giants will not make the playoffs this year. They're really getting the side effects of Eli Manning leaving, the old Giants team that we're used to seeing. The 2-time Super Bowl champion Eli Manning is who we're talking about. So once they got rid of him, I thought, man, the Giants are going to be an uphill battle for, the next decade. It might be that long, but, I hope the best for Saquon Barkley, one of my favorite running backs. It's sad to see that happening, a couple weeks ago. But the Rams, Jared Goff's having a pretty good season. 5 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions with 863 yards passing. His favorite target, Cooper Kupp's back. 18 receptions for 228 yards and 1 touchdown through 3 games. I expect the Rams to get the easy dub here against the Giants. They're at home. They're 13-point favorites. I understand the 13-point spread. If you guys don't like that, go money line. Go money line on this pick, but I love it. I love the Rams here. I expect the Rams defense to come out on fire. Jalen Ramsey. Those boys, I really expect them to come out. Sam Darnold, not Sam Darnold, Aaron Donald. I'm thinking of some of the Jets, but Aaron Donald. I expect them to have a big game on defense, so I like the Rams in this pick. I'm going with the Rams. Yes, I like the spread's crazy, right? But I'm going with the spread. I'm going with the Rams. 48 is the over/under. I'm going with the over on this one. I expect the Rams to put out crazy numbers and score at least 35 points this game. And then we got the Colts versus the Bears. Yes, my team, the Indianapolis Colts, and we're 3-point favorites. Yes, we're above a 500, but the Chicago Bears are undefeated, and the Chicago Bears made a huge decision to start Nick Foles over Trubisky, which I think is the right decision because Nick Foles is a Super Bowl champion as a starter against the Eagles when he beat the Patriots in I believe it was 2018. So I love what the Bears are doing. The way the Bears are playing right now, I'm really kind of scared of the Colts and what they're getting into this weekend. Now, if the Colts win, it's going to be because of Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor's the difference maker. If Jonathan Taylor rushes for over 100 yards and Philip Rivers doesn't throw any interceptions, yes, they could beat the Chicago Bears, no doubt about it. But Philip Rivers has to play a near-perfect game, and they need to feed the ball to Jonathan Taylor more. Jonathan Taylor, through 3 games, 48 carries for 182 yards with 2 touchdowns. Look, feed him the rock more. Maybe not just handing the ball off. Get him to out in the screen passes to Jonathan Taylor. Maybe in the slot every now and then against a linebacker mismatch. Do that to him. But I love Jonathan Taylor. I love where the Colts are at. Philip Rivers, 72 for 92, 794 yards passing with 3 touchdowns and 3 picks. Like I said, Nick Foles and the Bears are no joke. The way they're playing, I got to go the Bears. I know I'm a diehard Colts fan, but every time I pick the Colts to win, they end up losing. So every time I pick against the Colts, they win. So Colts, please win the game. But yeah, I'm still going to pick the Bears at home. Okay? So, but Colts, please win. But like I said, I'm going with the Bears. 43 is the over-under. I'm going with the under on this one. I know that's a low one, but I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. But like I said, I don't touch the over-unders. I just do those for fun. But the spread, I'm telling you, I like the Bears in this pick. Just the simple fact that Nick Foles is starting, the way the Bears are clicking on all cylinders, I expect them to win. But like I said, I want to see the Colts win, no doubt. But I'm going with the Bears. Then we got the Buffalo Bills versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders. Dude, the Bills are undefeated. Like I said, that's crazy. Josh Allen is definitely, I would say, in the top 5 right now of quarterbacks. Okay? Josh Allen has over 1,000 yards passing with 10 touchdowns and just 1 interception. I mean, he's probably right behind Russell Wilson right now. I'm telling you, in his favorite target, Diggs, he has 20 receptions for 288 yards and 2 touchdowns through 3 games. I'm telling you, the way the Bills are playing, it's scary right now. Then we got the Raiders, Derek Carr. He's 74 for 100 with 784 yards passing and 6 touchdowns. And Josh Jacobs, I love him. He's got 68 carries for 252 yards and 3 touchdowns through 3 games. And then Darren Waller, their tight end. He's got 20 receptions for 159 yards and 1 touchdown. Look, if the Las Vegas Raiders come out and play like they did against the Saints on that Monday night, I expect the Raiders to get the dub here against the Bills. But the way the Bills have been playing, the way Josh Allen is clicking with the Buffalo Bills right now, it's really hard to pick against the Bills, dude. It really is. And Josh Allen, dude, he's really proved to me that he can eventually be a superstar in the league. So I'm going with the Bills here. I understand the spread's at 3. Look, I love this. I love this pick. I love the Bills. Now, Las Vegas Raiders, yes, they could easily win. They're a good home team. If they win, I'm not going to be mad, but I'm going with the Bills just because the way Josh Allen and the Bills are playing, they're on fire right now. I'm going with the Bills. Then we got Philadelphia Eagles versus the 49ers. 49ers are 7-point favorites here. A lot of people are hurt on the 49ers. Therefore, this is my upset pick of the week. Yes, 49ers are 7-point favorites. I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles. Philly's 0-2-1. They're winless right now. Carson Wentz really had a shaky start of the season. 3 touchdowns with 6 interceptions. Okay, 737 yards passing. But like I said, 3 touchdowns and 6 picks is not cutting it, Carson Wentz. You understand? But I'm saying I'm giving them some leverage here, and I expect Carson Wentz to have the game of his 2020 season. This game right here. And the Philadelphia Eagles need to win this game. Because if the Philadelphia Eagles do not win this game, they're looking, they're done almost. They're almost done. The chances of them making the playoffs are slim to none if they lose this game. So I want to see Carson Wentz come out and really ball out. I love the Eagles in this pick. Nick Mullins, their backup, who's filling in for Jimmy G's actually doing pretty well. 33 for 37, 414 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But like I said, Carson Wentz, I said Nick Foles. Carson Wentz, I expect to have a great game here. Wentz, please prove to me that you can really ball out here and get the Philadelphia Eagles back on the map. So I'm going with the underdog here. I'm going Philly, the away team. I'm picking Philly, baby, with the upset. Then we got Atlanta at Green Bay for the Monday Night Football game. Atlanta's winless. Who would have thought that? With the talent they have, I can't believe it. Matt Ryan, 961 yards passing with 7 touchdowns and 2 picks. Great stats, right? But yeah, you guys have no wins this year? Matt Ryan, what is going on? What's the coaching staff going on? Dan Quinn, what? I cannot believe it. Atlanta, to me, it's hard to watch. It's like watching ice melt. It's hard to watch. Todd Gurley, he has 49 carries for 197 yards and 2 touchdowns through 3 games. But look, Green Bay at home, 7-point favorites. Against Atlanta, I love Green Bay in this pick, dude. The way they're playing, Rodgers, 887 yards passing with 9 touchdowns, dude. I'm telling you, Aaron Jones, their running back, he has 50 carries for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns through 3 games. The way Green Bay's playing right now and the way Rodgers is playing, dude, I'm telling you, dude, I love Green Bay in this pick. Atlanta, I can't believe it, but Atlanta needs to win to make the playoffs. Because if they go down 0-4, that's basically it. Their season's basically over. So for me, who's playing for more in this one? Atlanta. Atlanta's playing for everything right now. They have the more pressure because Green Bay can afford to lose this game and still make the playoffs. So Atlanta, to me, they have more to prove. Therefore, I would not go the spread on this one. I can see this game being really close, maybe like a field goal difference in this game. 56.5 is the over-under. I'm going with the under. You know what? I was leaning more towards under, but I'm going with the over. Just simple fact that these guys can put up crazy numbers and crazy points. Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan. But look, I really don't want to touch this game. I want to go Green Bay, but Atlanta's playing for everything, and therefore I feel like they're going to be more hungry. So I could see Atlanta getting the upset. That's what I'm saying. So a little teaser bet. I would go Atlanta on this one, but I'm still going Green Bay. I'll take the 7 points. I know it's crazy, but the teaser bets for sure, I would go Atlanta on this one because, like I said, they got everything to lose at this point. But like I said, my upset pick of the week is definitely Philadelphia Eagles. It has to be, dude. The Philadelphia Eagles, they have to. This is it. Everything's on the line for Carson Wentz right now. You got to prove to me that you are the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback for the next decade. Okay? All right, for real. So you guys are it right now. The Philadelphia Eagles, that's my upset pick of the week. Then obviously Bears, Colts is definitely another coin flip. A lot of coin flip situations, but like I said, what a week, baby. Week 4 of the NFL, baby. Let's go!